For several years, public discussion of artificial intelligence has focused on the fear of displacement, the belief that generative models will render entire professions obsolete. This anxiety has triggered a global regulatory response. Institutions like the European Parliament are drafting mandates to protect human autonomy from machine substitution. Yet early data from heavily exposed sectors reveals a paradox. While there is visible erosion at the entry level of the career ladder, the predicted macroeconomic collapse of employment has not occurred. This data maps a jagged frontier. Below it, AI compresses skill gaps, raising novices to a professional baseline. But outside that frontier, systems generate the ideal error, producing outcomes that are convincing, perfectly coherent, and systemically wrong. We fear displacement because we've spent decades defining human value through the execution of static skills. We are confusing the crystallized products of past labor with the cognitive function that separates the observer from the machine. In this framework, a profession is a high-inertia configuration, a stable package of procedures and criteria that humans have already figured out and standardized. Artificial intelligence functions as a recombiner of these existing distinctions. It reflects and reorganizes what has already been formed, rather than creating a new paradigm. Mid-century philosophical anthropology identifies the human mind as a system capable of beginning the new. Hannah Arendt termed this natality, the capacity to initiate an entirely fresh sequence of events. Ernst Cassirer observed that humans insert a symbolic form between stimulus and response. We actively structure our perception by generating the very categories and boundaries that define the world. Viktor Frankl argued that our orientation toward meaning is non-delegable. Evaluating truth and taking responsibility for a decision are acts that require a conscious, self-aware anchor. Automation is absorbing the crystallized routines of the past. This shifts the human role towards its constitutive core, the initiation of new forms and the responsibility for meaning. This core is the primary act of distinction. It is the ability to draw a completely new boundary, create a novel taxonomy, and change the space of known tasks. While psychometric tests show AI is capable of high combinatorial diversity, it operates entirely within the rules set by the prompt. It produces variations inside a space already defined by human distinctions. The human functions as a self-observing observer. We possess the reflexive capacity to step back, evaluate our thinking, and maintain a necessary state of doubt. This creates a division of labor. In productive dyads, the AI acts as a fast co-regulator. It compresses the time of execution for routine iterations. The human serves as the reflexive anchor. We take responsibility for choosing the frame and accepting the final distinction. The future of work dictates that machines calculate the known, while the human assumes the role of bearing the doubt and initiating the unknown. As routine tasks are absorbed into automated systems, the concept of a singular, lifelong job title becomes increasingly fragile. A profession is now a temporary configuration of skills, with a finite, rapidly shrinking lifespan. This shifts our unit of identity. Success is no longer measured by a static job title, but by a connected trajectory. This trajectory represents the continuity of a single observer maintaining their identity as they move between different stages of work across a 100-year life. When configurations live shorter than careers, the primary challenge is no longer the loss of a specific role, but the capacity to coherently transition to the next configuration. An economy built on these constant transitions requires a new foundational bedrock to prevent systemic collapse. Education must abandon its traditional role as a one-time factory for static qualifications. In an economy of automation, education functions as the first infrastructure. Because it manages the transition of the observer between roles, it acts as the prerequisite for every other modern system. This is an active engineering system. Its goal is to help humans navigate the phase of doubt, restore cognitive coherence, and transfer their underlying experience into entirely new domains. Without an institution to unburden the transition process, society will lack observers capable of effectively steering AI systems. Automation is removing our robotic habits. By doing so, it forces institutions to evolve, returning us to the profoundly human task of beginning the new.